Welcome back, YouTube, to another soccer slash football prediction. It's your boy Freddy Da Silva. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe so you won't miss any of your future soccer predictions. All right. Um, man, oh man, man, oh man. All right, first and foremost, I hope you guys had a good weekend. Um, I didn't do a video yesterday for Monday. I think I was like, I don't know what happened. I think I passed out or something. But anyways, I didn't do a video for that. But I ended up hitting Roma. I put Roma to win. And I'll show you it either way. I'll show you. I'll put it right here so you guys can see it. But this video is going to be for Tuesday, February 25th. And I'll be predicting the English Premier League. I have a 4-game slate. I will be making another video for the Copa del Rey, the CONCACAF, and the Copa Italy. So stay tuned for that one. But first, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it, baby. Let's go. I hit another 100% on my bet. 100%. So let's talk about it real quick since this is going to be for the English Premier. This bet was for the English Premier. I ended up hitting Newcastle. I ended up hitting Liverpool. So let's go 100% on that. I did say Newcastle was going to go over 1.5 and then ended up scoring 4. So that hit. I said Manchester City and Liverpool was going to be under 3.5 and it was under 3.5. It was actually under 3. So I hit that one as well. Another bet that I did was La Liga. I put Athletic Club to win and Real Madrid to win. So I ended up hitting those. I did say they were gonna hit. So let's go for that. I said, what else did I say? Oh, I remember saying that Getafe and Real Betis, they were at 0.5. So either way, I knew that one of them were gonna score regardless. So I ended up putting Getafe to make a point, which they did. So I ended up, winning that one. I also did Real Sociedad to win, which they ended up winning. I also put them to go over 1.5, which they did. So let's go. Yeah, 100% on my bet, baby. Let's go. Okay, let's see if we can do 100% twice in a row. All right. Well, technically I did because of that Roma game. So let's see if we can do 3 in a row. First on the list, we have Brighton versus Bournemouth. Brighton are at home. And let's see. As far as injuries, they got 6 injured players, 1 questionable. Bournemouth with 5 injured players, no questionable. Total sitting at 3. And team total wise is sitting at 1.5. Let's see. The last 5 times they went head to head, it was Brighton, Bournemouth, Brighton. So basically, Bournemouth has only been able to beat Brighton once. And this was last year. So this year, Brighton, they haven't been all that great, but they haven't been all that bad either. They got their 3 most recent games were wins, and the 2 before those wins were L's. So even though Bournemouth is sitting up higher in the table, it's not by that much, to be honest with you. Put it this way: if Brighton wins, they'll be basically have the same amount of points that Bournemouth have. So as far as Bournemouth, they got 3 wins, 2 L's. So these teams they're not that far away, to be honest with you. As far as that 1.5, let's see, Brighton have covered this 3 out of their last 5. 3 most recent wins, they also covered that 1.5. Bournemouth, on the other hand, they only covered this. They covered this 3, same thing, 3. But yeah, I guess when they win, they ended up, covering that 1.5. Let's see. Brighton at home. Brighton at home. They played at home 2 out of the last 5 times they met, and they did win. So it's now, as far as covering that 3, they only covered it 1 time. The other time, even though they won at home, they only won 1-0. So I'm gonna say Brighton to win, but it's going to be kind of tough. I don't see a tie because they have not tied in their last 5 head-to-head, so I don't see a tie. Somebody's going to win here. And I'm going to go with Brighton, to be honest with you. I'm going to go with Brighton. I just have a feeling they're going to end up winning. So, although I might not make the bet, I might not pull the trigger and bet this one, but if I had to, I would go with Brighton. Now, as far as the total, sitting at 3, I mean, they've covered this once. So I feel like this will stay exactly at 3, maybe a 2-1 or 2-0 situation, but this one's going to be tough. Although I do see this at 3. I don't think it'll go over 3. So, okay, on to the next game. Crystal Palace at home versus Aston Villa. Injuries. Crystal Palace had 3 injured players, and Aston Villa with 4 injured players and 2 questionable. The last 5 times these two went head-to-head, tie, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa. So, it seems like Crystal Palace, total sitting at 2.5, and team total is sitting at 1.5 for both of these. I see this going over 2.5 because they've covered this 2.5 4 out of 5 times. Most recent, they did cover. So give me over 2.5. As far as the 1.5 for both of these, I wouldn't recommend it just because it's going to be really tricky. Although Crystal Palace, they have covered this 1.53 out of their last 5 head-to-head. So I still wouldn't just because, like I said, it's a little too risky. But as far as the total points, I do see this going over 2.5. Now, as far as a win here, they've only tied once, and that was their most recent game. But their most recent game was last year. So, let me see. The last 5 games from Crystal Palace, they got 3 wins, 2 L's. Most recent game was a win. 2-0 versus Fulham. Aston Villa, their 5 most recent games, they got 2 wins, 1 L, and 2 draws. So their most recent game for Aston Villa was a win versus Chelsea 2-1. So Aston Villa sitting up higher in the table. As far as a win here, it's going to be a tricky one. But, I mean, they're both basically I'm not going to say the same, but I mean, as far as injuries, Aston Villa maybe a little bit more banged up. Crystal Palace a little bit better, and they're at home. So I would say maybe Crystal Palace to win. Just because they're at home, they might get that advantage, you know. But I would not be surprised if they tie. Like I said, Aston Villa, they got two draws in their most recent 5 games. So Crystal Palace, though, they do not have a tie in their last 5 games. So who knows? Maybe they're up for a tie, right? But yeah, this is going to be a tough one. But as far as a total 2.5, yeah, give me that. I see that more than anything. So yeah. Okay, on to the next game. We have Wolverhampton versus Fulham. Fulham literally did me dirty last time I betted them, so I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on this one because, I mean, I put money on Bournemouth. They played against Wolverhampton. Who would have known, right? Wolverhampton ended up winning. So I was surprised. Wolverhampton's 5 most recent games, they got 3 wins and 2 L's. Fulham got 3 wins, 2 L's. So most recent game from Fulham, lost. Most recent game from Wolverhampton, won. But they only won 1-0. So, it's a little bit on the tricky side. Now, as far as these two going head to head, it seems like they've tied twice, and Fulham was only able to beat Fulham was only able to beat Wolverhampton once, and this was 2 years ago. So that's tough. Last year they met twice, and Wolverhampton ended up winning both of those ties. One at home and one on the road. Wolverhampton are at home. This one's gonna be tricky, and like I said, they've tied already twice. But I mean, obviously, this was like 2 years ago. If I had to pick, I'm probably not gonna bet this one, because this is really tricky. I mean, Fulham are up higher in the table than Wolverhampton, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like Fulham is a better team, but just because lately, or the most recent game from Fulham, they didn't even get a goal. I don't know how I feel about them in this one, so I might not do this bet. If I did have to bet this one, I would probably do Wolverhampton to win. Now, as far as the 2.5 total points, they've covered this 3 out of 5 times, and the 3 most recent head-to-head, they covered this. So, the only thing that stops me from going over is the fact that Fulham did not even score. So, I don't know if I think the best I think the best outcome here will probably be under, because even if they do tie, it might be a 1-1. So that would probably help us out here. So yeah, I'm gonna go under 2.5 for this game. Even Wolverhampton's most recent game, they only scored 1. They only won by 1. So, and the one before that, same thing, they only scored 1. So give me under 2.5, and as far as the win, give me Wolverhampton. But I probably won't pull the trigger on this one, to be honest with you guys. So, okay, on to the last game of the video, Chelsea versus Southampton. Now, before you jump the gun and say Chelsea's going to win this one, even though they are the better team, and Southampton are literally at the bottom of the table, but there is injuries. So, Chelsea with 8 injured players and 1 questionable. Southampton with 4 injured players and 3 questionable. So this could be a tie, to be honest with you. This might be a 1-1 situation or 0-0 due to the fact that there's injuries. The total sitting at 3.5. If it does move to 4, because it looks like it might move to 4. If it does move to 4, I'm going to do under for this one. I might even do under 3.5, but not 100% sure yet. I would have to wait to see the lineup and see who's going to be playing. But as far as them going over 3.5, they've covered this over 2 out of the last 5. The most recent they did, but the most recent was last year. So this year, not all that great. Both of these two teams have only gotten 1 win in their last 5 games. So, and then 4 L's, right? So, yeah, this is why I see this going under. Chelsea in their last 5 games, they're only able to score 1 goal per game. So, yeah, and then Southampton basically in the same spot. You know what I mean? In the last 5 games, they've only gotten 4 goals. So, yeah, give me under this 3.5 for sure. And as far as a win here, I mean, Chelsea are at home. So, yeah, maybe Chelsea will win this one, but it would be like maybe 2-0 or 1-1 or 1-0. So, yeah, that's how I see it. So, give me Chelsea and give me the total points of the game under 3.5, and if it moves to 4 for sure. and give me Chelsea to win this one. But I would not be surprised if this was a tie, or even if Southampton wins. That's why I'm saying this is a crazy one. But yeah, that'll do it for today's video, guys. I'm hoping the information I gave you guys was good enough for you guys to end up making a decision, and not only that, end up winning something tomorrow. So I know it was a little bit on the not so sure, but I mean, that's how it is, like if there's a game that doesn't seem, 100% sure, don't even do it. Don't even touch it, because most likely you're going to lose. So, yeah, for this one, there's at least 3 games that are like really weird. So, nonetheless, I hope we end up winning. Hope you guys end up winning. So, we'll catch you on the next video. Deuces.